Hey guys, Asip here and welcome to PHP tutorial number 13. Today we're going to be looking at stepping through arrays. So by stepping through I mean accessing all the elements, going through all the elements in an array. I realize we haven't covered loops yet, and that's okay really, because while this is a loop, it can only be used on arrays, so I won't be, this isn't going to be an entirely new subject, but I will have to talk about how loops work. So let's get started, I guess. Well, basically, all I'm going to do is declare an array here called numbers and assign it the value of range from 1 to 100. Now I'm gonna start looping through the array. To do this, I have to type the keyword for each as it's spelt here, which tells PHP I want to start making an array that can loop through. A loop that can loop through arrays. Okay, and then I type 2 parentheses like this, and then all I have to do is type the array name. So in this case is numbers. Then I type as, and I type the name of a variable that's going to be created, and that variable will be each individual value, because what's going to happen is it's going to get into this curly brace and it's going to echo out that value. Then it's going to get to the closing curly brace, and if there's still another element in that array, it's going to go back to here, it's going to reassign the value of number to that new element, and then it's going to echo it out, and then it's going to go back here, and if there's another element, it's going to come back up, reassign, echo, there, come back up, reassign, and it will do that until it gets here and it finds out there's not another element, and then it will just come out, okay? And essentially that's what looping is. It's continuing until a certain condition is equal to false. And in this case, that condition would be so long as there are more elements, so long as there is another element after this element, keep looping, okay? So yeah, this will essentially go through the entire array, okay? And now you might be a bit confused about this as number bit. I'm hoping all of you are clear that on this part we have to enter the name of the array, and then we type the as keyword. You can see it's highlighted a different color of blue to show it's a keyword, and then we type the name of a variable which will hold the value of each element in our array as we step through it. So when this array first starts, the value inside number will be equal to the value inside the first element of our array. So in our case, when we start the array, the value inside number will be equal to 1. It will echo that out, then it will hit here and it will say still more elements, loop to beginning. It will reassign the value of number to the value in the second element, which will be 2, and it will echo it out, and it will do that all the way to 100, and when it echoes out 100, it will come back and it will say no more elements, don't loop to the top, continue on with the rest of the PHP code. Let's give this a quick spin. We're going to go to localhost, open up our my folder, my tutorials folder, refresh it, and as we can see, we have a long list of numbers all the way up to 100, okay? So clearly that has worked. Now I'm just going to demonstrate this. This is demonstrating it with an array that has strings in it. So my string array is equal to an array. We're using string keys as well, just because I wanted to. So string 1 key gives you the hello value, string 2 gives you the world value, and string 3 gives you the exclamation mark, okay? And again, we're just going to loop through this. We're saying the array myString array as a string. So for each loop, the value of a string will be assigned to each of these values, okay? And we're just going to echo out that string. And as you can see here, hello world exclamation mark. So clearly it's worked. And now the final one, or almost the final one actually, sorry, second to last, is this is demonstrating the ability of the for each loop to grab the value of the key, okay? So we're creating a new array called an array and assigning it a value of a range of 1 to 10. And we're going to say for each an array as a key to a value, okay? So now we're not just saying an array to a value, sorry, an array as a value, like we're doing here. We're saying my string, so that's the array, as a string, that's a value, so array to a value. We're saying an array as a key to a value. So now we have the value that's a key. So in string arrays, where we're using string, sorry, in any array where we're using a string key thing, if we have any string keys, grabbing the value of the key might be useful, okay? Because you might have, for instance, if you're collecting data from a form, you might say if the value inside this variable, a key, is equal to name, then echo out name, echo out the name. Otherwise, echo out the value inside the part of the array which holds the name. Otherwise, do nothing, okay? So that might be particularly useful. Otherwise, if you know how the variables are ordered inside the array, you might want to grab the array even if it's a numerical key system, because you might, if you know the order of the values, you might know that number 3, the third element, so an array 2, index 2, holds a name, and in that case you could say if a key is equal to 2, echo out the name, or the value, or in other words, the value inside the value at an array index 2. Otherwise, do nothing. So grabbing the key is a really useful thing, and again, we do this by typing an array and then as. So this part is all the same, but then rather than type out the variable name that we want to store the value of that element in, we type out the variable name of the variable we want to store the key of that value, and then like in the array function, we use the equals and the greater than sign, and then we type out the variable name of the variable we want to store the value in. And so here I'm just formatting that. I'm saying element at position an array, and I've escaped the $, so it will echo out an array. It won't actually echo out the values in an array. And then I've said 2 square brackets just so it looks as if we're doing it inside PHP. But then I am actually echoing out the value inside a key, and then I'm echoing out the value. So that looks like element at position an array 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Echo out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and again we're just doing the same thing, but in this case we're using the string array with string keys. We're doing the same thing. We're just putting single quotes around the key, because if we were to access it in PHP, we would have to put those single quotes because it's a string key. And then again we're just outputting the string. So let's take a look at this. And element at key, my string array, string 1, string 2, string 3, hello world, exclamation mark. Okay, so hopefully all you guys understand how that's working. As usual, any questions, leave it in the comments below. Anyways guys, over and out for now.